Okay, we're going to be adding some new components to our asteroid. So let's make sure we're clicked on asteroid 2 here, and then click add component. And we're going to add physics 2D, scroll down, go to a polygon collider. You can see it's appeared right there. And then we're going to add another component, physics 2D, and then add a rigid body 2D. We're going to click on the down arrow, and then we're going to make the mass a little bit more, so let's make it 8. Linear drag we're going to do 2, angular drag is 4, and the gravity is going to be 0. So if I click play to go into my game window, if I bump the meteor, it should move just a little bit. And you can adjust those settings how you want them. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create a prefab. And I'll talk about that in just a minute, why we want to do that. So let's minimize that arrow. Let's click on Assets, double click on Prefabs, and actually I already have one here, but I'm just going to quickly delete that. And I'm going to grab this asteroid right here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it into the prefab folder and release. And you can see this asteroid turns this instance of the asteroid here in the hierarchy turns blue, and that means it is now a prefab. So that means any changes I make to this prefab right here will affect all instances of the prefab. So let's say I have 100 asteroids here. Anything I make changes to here will affect all and be applied to all the asteroids, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you click on Open Prefab, you can see it actually goes right to the model right here, or the sprite. I'm just going to click that back arrow and go back to where we were. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on Asteroids, Asteroid 2, and I'm going to click Command D twice, 1, 2. That's Command D on a Mac. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and drag 2 out. So 1 there, and click on here and drag this one out as well. I'm just going to change the size of this one, and this one right here, I'm just going to change the rotation. So I'm going to click that and rotate it a little bit that way and change the size of it. So it looks kind of a bit longer. Okay, so now I've got 3 asteroids. Just going to move this one up a little bit. And if I drag my ship out and put it in the middle and click play, I will bump into, see all three of them have the same, are all prefabs, so they have the same components of the prefab right here. So you can see they have the rigid body and the polygon collider. Okay, so what we want to do now is if we collide with this asteroid, we want to lose health. So let's click, let's first of all click on our prefab, and let's click Open Prefab here. And I'm going to click on Assets, and I'm going to click on Scripts, and I'm going to click on Attributes. And here's the attribute I want. It's called Modify Health right there. So let's click on Asteroid again. And all we're going to do is we're going to grab the Modify Health and we're going to drag it out and put it just right there and attach it to our prefab. So this means this game object will damage or heal other game objects. So we've got it on damage, -1 right now. And now we need to find the game object we want it to damage. Now you'll notice that, I'm just going to go to Prefabs again. This Modify Health has been applied to all 3 meteors because I put it on the prefab right here. So that's why prefabs are very useful. So if I click on Spaceship Blue, I am going to add the script, the attribute script called health system, and I'll show you what that means. If I click on the spaceship again, I'm going to drag it out, I'm going to put it right there, and now that means that my spaceship has a health of 3. So if I click play right here, just let it warm up for a second. If I hit it once, twice, actually I think I hit it twice there. So if I hit, anyway, if I hit these things, the meteorites 3 times, it will destroy my spaceship. Now currently you have no user interface. You can't really tell what's going on. But Unity Playground, if I go into Prefabs right here and double click that, and there's a prefab for a user interface, so it's really easy. I just drag that in, release, and suddenly you can see down the side here there's a lot of new components. So if I click on this down arrow in this stats panel, you can see there's a left number, so it says 3, and that's how many, I believe, let's see, left label, that is my health. So left label right here you can see is my health. Left number is the the number of my health. So if I was to click on play, and let's just take a look here. So 3 health, so I tap there once. Now you notice it's not doing anything, but it still kills my spaceship or destroys my spaceship. So what I need to do is make sure that my spaceship is tagged. You can see it's currently untagged right now, so I have to tag it as player because that is required for the stats, the user interface, to pick that up. So let's click play again. Give it a second, and then there you go, 2 health, 1 health, and game over. All right, so you can see there's the right label, and the right label is my score. We're not worried about that yet. And then the right number is, there's my score as well. You can see there's a win panel, so you win, and then there's also a game over panel. If I click on that, there's my game over. Okay, next thing we're going to be doing is looking at building up some firing mechanism from the front of our spaceship, and some how we can destroy these meteors with using some more components. Okay,